I've got a lovely stained glass card to show you, and I thought I would just do something a tiny bit different with these. There's so many different techniques you can use with the stained glass, and this is one of them. So I will show you what we're doing with that. And the dies and folders we're using, the new Shimmering Stars embossing folder. This is one of the smaller embossing folders. I'm going to be using the center from the Garland edger as a little diagonal accent. And this is your Robin Redbreast stained glass. Isn't that pretty? So, pop those to the side. I'm going to do a little bit of embossing first. And I'm just going to take a piece of coconut white card, and I'll give you a quick measurement as I do this. It's 5 1/4 by 6 1/2. And we would put that in. Now for this one, since it's a smaller embossing folder, we're going to use a tan matte right over the top and the white adapter plate from Creative Expressions. It's a little bit thinner than the raspberry plate. Yeah. So we have a really nice emboss with this one. You can see it's got kind of a scattered stars with heavier on the top and the bottom piece, so that'll work out really nicely. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut another one of the Garland edger. Now these, this set has 3 pieces, and none of them have bottom cutting edges, so you can create a die cut that has any size border that you'd like. So we're going to keep this fairly thin, so I'm going to bring in my cutting plate. Get the other one here. There we go. And I find it's easiest just to tape this into place right onto the base plate. Oops, there we go. Center that in the middle of that piece of black card. We'll give it a quick run through. Just bring it back, and I think once should be enough on this. Undo it. It has been designed so you can easily move this on and cut a longer piece if you like. It's totally your choice how you'd like to do it. It's not got cutting ends on either end of that, so you've got a really nice little piece there, and that will be just about perfect there. So I'm going to do a little bit of spray glue on the back, and I've got a second one here. And we're just going to do a little bit of a diagonal, and I'm just going to sort of eyeball it. You can use a ruler if you want it to be absolutely perfect. And we will trim away the excess bit. That's looking pretty even right there. Let's pop the edges off with the scissors here. Just use the edge of the card. You can trim across it, or use your paper cutter if you want a nice clean edge. There we go. Oops. Okay. Okay, so moving on now. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will put this into place, and then we'll move on to the next step. A little bit of glue on the back, and I've used a black mat behind this. Put that onto my base piece. Get that nice and centered there. There we go. So set that to the side. Now, what I've gone ahead and done ahead of time is I've cut the Robin Redbreast, and I've added a piece of acetate to the back of that. So I have done the traditional stained glass method, which I'll do just a tiny bit so you can see. You have to decide what areas of your design you want what color first, because you need to start with the darkest color of glitter. So let's say just the black I use for his eye, so I'll skip that one, but the Hunter Green I want to do in the holly leaf. So from the back on the acetate, you just want to take your Cosmic Shimmer glue and go in and just fill it in with glue. And just try to get it. You've got a little bit of a border there with the thickness of the die cut line, so you can kind of be a tiny bit messy about it. And if you go over the line, once you put the glitter on, it's easy to push it back into place. But we'll just do a tiny bit here just so you can see. copy paper. Get that open. So I would definitely do all of my holly pieces first and then glitter them all at the same time. But you can tap that off and you can see that it's nice and green on this side. However, this is going to look white until your glue dries, so it's going to need to dry overnight. But once you get that all filled in, you can set it off to dry. And for this particular card, we didn't do the background. We just did the top pieces. And then what I did was I went ahead and cut it out. Now once it's dry, you'll find it's really easy to cut through the acetate and along the pattern there, so you can have a nice little piece. And so I'm going to just put that against a white background, just something a little bit different for you. So I've cut a little piece with white and black, and I'll give you a quick measurement. That white piece is 2 1/3 inches by just shy of 3 3 3/4. So that's going to be my base with a little black mount on it. If you use regular white glue on the back of this part, it will show through for some period of time. It will need a while to dry. So just for the sake of quickness, I'm going to use spray glue on this. We will put that into place, just laying it down, getting it right to the edge there and there. So you can see it does look really pretty against the white background just by itself. So you've got that pop of glitter coming on it. And I've gone ahead and cut the Robin Redbreast in black and matted it on white to use as a base for this. So we'll take the mounting foam off the back, and I've raised this up to give it a little bit of dimension. Put this into place here. And now this piece, I've also added some mounting foam to. And we are going to seat that right over the center part of this. And it's going to be a tiny bit larger because we added that mat. But I still think that that looks absolutely lovely. A few pearls around to add as accents, and you have an absolutely beautiful look for your stained glass.